Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spartans and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a track by an act named Shangxien. I think there's also Two Face Mafia in it, and this track is titled Demon Mode. And if we switch over to here, we've got it on Spotify, so we're going to listen through this track from start to finish. Released in 2022, I'm still getting... you can see the date it's been released. If you hover over it, Thursday, 20th of January, so not long at all. It's a couple of days ago. We're going to listen through this track from start to finish, hear what we think. Let's go. Oh, we got some stringed instruments with some reversed takes on some synths or something like that. Okay, we got some melodic heading intro, some... Damn, this is some slick stuff. It kind of reminds me of some of the Skrillex stuff with, what's her name? There was a track off of the 2014 album he did. Dirty Vibe or something like that. Some of the vocal modulation here reminds me of that. It's very slick. And that 808 is nice and present. Thick in the mix.
Watching me top drop shot, got a heart with a red dot. We ain't playing with your hope, and I hit you with 36 hate shot. Bitches Shangxien, drunk fucked up, got me late slang. She said I'm fancy, she fuck with my outfit, she likes the way I'm dressing. Now I'm wasted, Dior on her lips, I'ma taste it. All over face feeling like an artist, that got me fucking painted. I'm like a shark finna bite your face off street pussies ain't taking their mask off.
There's so much that's being said here, and it's so quick. And don't get me wrong, I can hear the words clearly for the most part. There's just a lot of information being thrown at me. Part of that is because the rappers involved in this are clearly competent at what they're doing. Like, for that flow to be coming through that clearly, to be pronouncing those syllables and consonants in the way we're doing right now is great. It's great. It's lovely. Little bits of vocal modulation like that pitch shift daddy was my turn part. We had some parts, some vocal bits going on the side here as a cool response to the main bridge line. Lots of care taken with the production of this is what I meant to say. Lots of care taken with the production. I like the variation with it. When you've got most of the energy happening within the vocal track in the center of the field, it can be great to have that little bit of a break occasionally, even if we've got a track that's a minute 51 like this. It's short. We still need to keep it vibrant and somewhat unpredictable throughout. Not completely unpredictable, because then you never know what you're going to come up with and you can kind of get lost or confused as a listener, but yeah. And that was it. Shangxien and Two Face Mafia. I'm loving the interesting sound of the drums in this production as well, like in this song. The kicks are familiar, but some of these filtered snares and and the triplet grooves with it that kind of coalesce and go in sync occasionally with the rhythm of the vocals rapping is fantastic. And that's it, man. That's a minute 48's worth of material. It blows my mind that is the length of some of the singles that are coming out nowadays. And not only that, it's that the quality of these tracks is fantastic. If we're going to go into a conclusion, I almost feel guilty going into the conclusion. This may be one of the shortest reviews I've done in quite a while. But then again, there's no point in putting filler in there, is there? For the conclusion, I would say that the song... I heard parts of him talking about ripping the face off, going into beast mode, going into demon mode, not stopping, won't stop, can't stop, that whole vibe, talking about the 20 DMs in a day and girls wondering when their turn is and stuff like that. That kind of high energy, high intensity state of mind, state of being that these guys appear to be involved with, or these musicians appear to be involved with, is kind of dope. It's fun. It's interesting to listen to. It's a sexy way of talking about it. There's a dirtiness and a grittiness that I kind of enjoy about this, and that style is carried throughout. I think that is very stylistically cohesive. and it is a lot of yeah, I mean, for the length it was, I think they told the story that they needed to. There is probably a little bit more nuance, and by that potentially a lot. As a first listen, though, I think that's what I've gotten from it as a listener, and I think that's great. I don't hear too many songs like this. Usually there's more of a calm sort of like way of, oh, I'm the king of this neighborhood or whatever, or you know, and a less cheesy, you know, with that story in mind. I think the rapping, the vocals, the little samples that happened occasionally, the vocal modulation, and a lot of that was great. It helped to accentuate the story, further it, the combination of the delivery of the rapping and all that with the way it was told was great. Right amount of emoting involved. Again, the rhythm and the accentuation, accenting of certain notes, and you know, it worked well in sync with the rest of the musical elements. There was a clear consensus on what needed to be done in regards to the structuring of this track, in regards to, I think there was a chorus verse chorus vibe, or maybe even ABA. You know, we had the two instrumental bits on the side of it. Again, there's a lot of stuff going on within that sub 2 minute track, and it's very, very strong as a single, and I'm really happy to have been able to listen to it. He had some string instruments, he had an 808 on there, a few different drum sets, a few other pads or something like that, some reverb, some, you know, reversed reverbs or synth parts, and a few other elements in there. And I just think the combination of all those parts, how they were taken away, that they all surrounded one main musical concept that was kept throughout, one main theme or motif. Bom 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 bom. You know, and that kept going throughout. Sometimes it left to make room for vocals to have a focal point or a twist in the tale, but ultimately that's carried throughout, and that's a really catchy melody, and I enjoy that. I think finally the production, the recording, mixing, and mastering, I mean, everything was so slickly done and so tight and so well considered, and EQing and the stereo panning and the modulation effects change on each individual instruments was great. There was nothing in there that really stood out to me as weird or unusual. It sounded like a track that came out of a major label or something like that. It would surprise me if the people involved with this track did not find success with something like this. There's a large audience that's into this kind of stuff at the moment, and hopefully they can market themselves well so that they're able to reach those people. That's effectively what I think Demon Mode is about. Hopefully I'm not too far off with it. I enjoyed my time with it. I think it's fantastic when you have musicians that are very respectful of listeners' time and keep their stories short enough to be easy to digest. I think in this day and age, you need to catch a person's attention, but it's difficult to do that when you're making them sacrifice time. Like for a 4-minute song, you could have one of these, like a 4-minute song, or you could have two of these types of tracks. And at least with the 2-minute one, if it's short and it sucks, you haven't wasted too much time with it. You can't be expecting a listener to just hang in there until it gets good at the halfway mark of a 4+ minute track, which is why I respect the length of the song and a lot of other elements involved with it. Great. That is effectively my review, though, of Demon Mode by Shangxien and, Two Face Mafia. Hopefully you enjoyed this this video. If you did enjoy the music, please do go show Shangxien and Two Face Mafia some love via their various social medias and Spotify. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.